Well, folks, today we're going to talk about Larino. And I apologize to actual Br&Jcr&Gar for comparing them to her. Given the reputation she carries as a journalist, a reputation utterly devoid of any moral compass right now. She's 30 years old. Larino has had 2 different partners and 2 children, with 2 different fathers naturally, meaning 2 separate child support arrangements. Does she actually have custody of her kids? I don't know. There are innocent victims of this lunatic, Br&Jcr&Gar and Carlos Uriel. And by the way, she is a pedophile. After all, he was only around 17 years old when she engaged in compromising acts with him, or so it is alleged. There are reportedly other minors involved, other victims of this predator. It is a known fact that her dental braces and her vocal training were originally paid for by Br&Jcr&Gar, the person who ultimately finished paying for the entire process was Anna Barbara, because Jonathan doesn't have a pot to piss, and he'd be completely destitute if it weren't for Anna Barbara. Between heaven and earth, nothing remains hidden forever, and he who seeks finds. Lorena sought it out, and she found the fame she had been chasing so desperately, though not as a journalist. Instead, she found it as a mistress, or as I'd put it, a woman of loose morals. And to think she spent so much time justifying Angela, another one cut from the same cloth, a husband stealer. I used to believe that true fame was built upon respect, education, and a good reputation. I really do think that a solid resume used to be a very important part of the equation back in the day. We used to rely on a resume. There were no social media platforms back then. Nowadays, social media has completely taken over everything. In fact, I believe that back in my day, free expression wasn't really a thing. We tended to just swallow our feelings and bottle up difficult situations. We would turn the other cheek, and our reputation, what people would say, was incredibly important. Today, people say whatever they want, as if they were just casually popping a mint chocolate into their mouths. I'm Jonathan's mistress, sending messages to his wife, the cathedral, with their mouths full, practically bursting with pride and a sense of entitlement, simply for having spent 2 nights with the guy, and bad nights at that. Just imagine. One night reeking of poop, mixed with the scent of Calvin Klein. Ugh, gross! All credit goes to the antifreeze that Adri Tovar slipped to poor Jonathan, as both women later admitted he isn't exactly blessed in the fruit department. In other words, as the saying goes, Jonathan is all hood and paint job, all talk and no action. That's all you are, just talk and no action, exactly like the song says. Both Anna, the cathedral, and Larino, the woman with the panties, said the exact same thing. This is no coincidence. They are both going through the exact same heartbreak. I've actually come to suspect that the reason for Jonathan Sirianni's behavior is that he is both in love and deeply frustrated. I believe Jonathan simply doesn't have the courage to come out of the closet, as we Puerto Ricans say. Both Jonathan for not having the courage to come out of the closet, and Adri for wanting papers so she could leave Costa Rica and live a life of doing nothing. There are no victims here. They use Larino to damage Sirianni, but they underestimated her. Anna knew everything from day one. She is part of this entire plot involving Adri, Jonathan, and Anna. Finally, I believe this whole thing is a show, a setup designed to generate all this buzz around them and throw Sirianni off the scent of his investigations, thereby distracting everyone. They are currently making clandestine financial maneuvers, moving money around secretly and are trying to divert attention away from one specific individual. I imagine that person is Anna Barbara, as she is the one capable of executing such transactions, all while they systematically destroy the reputations of Adrian, Jonathan. Anna Barbara's silence is strange. It reeks of foul play. Thanks, everyone. Until next time.